We're streaming live right now to my Twitch. Say hello to the people.
Hi, this is Yokai. I do Yokai Watch stuff, kind of.
Well, what a coincidence. I do Yokai Watch stuff too.
I met this dude on Twitter when there was a lot of crazy stuff going on with everybody else, and he's been pleasant to me. So I think,
I
I
try my
mean, you
best.
try is not an excellent word. You do your best, man. You do your best every time. Give me moral support, and I give you the same thing.
Why, thank you.
But
あなたは
oh
愛
yeah,
学園という学校を
Let
知
me
って
know
い
how
ます
the
か？
stream volume
I
sounds.
forgot.
中
What are
高
we
一
playing
貫の
again?
日本最大
Oh
級のマンモ
no!
ス校です。
We're
No,
本校は
I
学び屋として
forgot.
の校舎だけでなく、人が生活するために必要なあらゆる施設を
We're
完備
playing
して
that
いま
hit
す。
new high
いわ
school
ば
game.
一大学園シティなのです。
Why? I don't know. Just because.
本校は一流の教育だけで満足していません。全寮制によって生徒たちの正しい
So
生
does,
活習
does
慣、
the volume sound okay
さ
or
らには
anything?
人間性までも一貫して指導
They
します。
probably think it's fine.
健全な生
I'm
活こ
looking
そ
at
が
it as fine.
健全な心と体を作ると考えています。さらに
Alright,
本校は
I'll be
現
sure
代
to
の
let
子
some of
ど
my
もたち
friends
の
know that I'm
多種
streaming
多
now.
様な趣向と未知なる個性に対応するため400もの多彩なクラブ活動を用意しました。子どもたちは
Okay.
才能の宝島。
I'm gonna hold back. I'm gonna hold back
才能の発見のお手伝いを
everything
し
I've
ます。
had from this Y Academy game and say that I love it.
本校の最大
I
の
love it.
特徴は小社会の形成です。
Good.
I
例
do
を
have
挙げます
some
と
problems with
自
it.
由な校風は学
But I
園マ
like
フィアという犯行組織を生み出しました。心に湧き立つ不満をぶつけることですら私たちは許しています。そし
Yeah,
て
I mean, if
それを
I mean,
学
if
園
you
ポリスと
truly
いう
love
生
something,
徒たちによる自警組織が
you
予
can
期してい
understand.
ます。
Sometimes you can better
彼ら
understand
は
what's wrong with
The
it.
Y
冷静か
Mafia.
つ迅速に
They're
学校の安全を
Such
守
a
ってくれ
good
るのです。
character dynamic in Y Academy. But they don't just
小
like
社会
use
の
them
もう
enough,
一つの特
and
徴
the Y police they
三
don't
権
use
分
enough.
立学校法案によっ
Which
て 学校内での権限は
well, that's just in the
生徒会
anime.
長
In here they use
風紀
them
委員長
a bit, and I
学
actually
園
like
長
where
の
they use
3
them
名
in
の
here.
リーダーに分立されてい
100%,
ま
I
す。
think that this game is
この
better
3
than
名
the
が
anime, and
学校
maybe
内の
this
それ
is
ぞれの
why
分
it
野に
made
おけ
me
る
tolerate
重
the
要実
anime
行を
a
決
bit
定し
more.
ます。
But I'm hoping
彼ら
that
は
they release
それぞれが
DLC 3
その
so
あり
soon
方を
because
問い
right
ただす
now
ことが
they
できる
keep teasing
三層の
DLC
構造
3
となってい
and
ます。
showing certain parts of it,
これによって
but they
生徒
never.
たち
And
に
I
大
want
人
them
の
to
価値
release
観
it
が
so
押し付
bad
けられ
because
ること
it's
はあり
been
ません。
like
こ
they
れぞま
announced
さに
it
小社会ですね。
at the starting of DLC 2.
最後に
When
この
DLC
学園の
2,
最大の
And when
魅
was
力は
DLC
that
何
was
でしょう
last year. So,
Last year, what month?
この学
well,
園は
not last year,
設
but like
立者も知らない
December. So
不思
like
議に満ち溢れていま
how
す。
many months is that?
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah.
これこそが
It's
生徒たちに
March, so it's been
夢
Yeah,
3 months.
they
想像力を与
announced
え
they announced the
冒険
Yami
心を培ってい
Yokai
く
on
のです。
September.
それはどんな不思議かですね。
Oh, hey, Rescue Crumbs here in the chat.
と
Hey,
いうもの
hey
Oh,
Rescue
yo.
Crumbs.
ご自分の目で確かめていただかないと。
Happy to have you here.
いかがでしたか？本校には
We're
学
we're
力、
playing a game about
芸能、
going to school
スポーツ、
and going into
IT.
clubs.
I like
4
Kamen
つの基
Rider.
準で入学が可能です。
Okay.
生徒それぞれの個
That's
性に合
that
わ
one
せて
Sentai,
コ
right?
ースをお選びください。
It's the best. Oh my gosh, dude, the clubs in here are so
最高の
beautiful.
学園生活が
Um,
あなたを待っています
my
よ。
favorite character in here. Oh, they're not gonna show it. Oh, right. Oh. Oh. Okay. mm. I think
Alrighty, there we go. That's the opening cutscene. Now we're gonna start our entirely new game.
oh, they don't have the survey on there anymore. When did there was a
survey on here?
survey on there before then. I thought it was supposed to end on the maybe they're just done with the game. That might be why. Cuz they had a survey on there till like June of June 6th. Or no, June 21st of 2021. So it might be just the support's gone. Man, Jiva. Man, you look good in 3D. Especially cell shaded 3D. This is one thing I love about level 5. There's 3D cell shading technology they've got on point. My god, bro, I wish the game was. I'm fine with this being like that now, I understand it, but I wish it was 3D cell shaded. I would have took it does, but I would have took a action adventure 3D cell shaded either way. But this game as this, I had to get comfortable to this before then and understand something. And I only didn't like this game because I didn't like the anime, and going through the anime it was just yeah. But yeah,
You didn't like the whole all the butts.
I just don't the
Jinpei.
So the only thing I don't like
Jinpei's-
about the
Jinpei-
anime is the for right now as I'm watching the anime in season 2, I don't like how they're rushing certain things and just killing off certain people. Soranaki is one. Soranaki is supposed to be this big villain, and I still don't understand the timeline on how this takes place during Shadow Side or after Shadow Side. If Soranaki is a boss, and but I was like, okay,
Soranaki's like the big eyeball with the sword from
Yeah.
before, right?
and he becomes
Okay.
a swordsman, which I would have rather have him become a spearman. But you know, I'll take whatever I can get if I can see Soranaki. But I kind of wish he went with Ronto instead of Motaro, because Motaro is a hero and Kirin should have been with Motaro, because Kirin is like the heartful side, and also in Shadow Side, for some reason he likes to train average people who just like suck and turn them into
Remind me who's Moten again?
He's the sword. He's like the third form of Soranaki. I'll say fourth, but third, because they have it as third on the wiki.
I was also gonna comment like on these dialogue cutscenes. How I love how the characters have these 2D animated like heads next to their text boxes.
Oh, it
All
kind
these
of feels like
expressions and stuff. That looks
Persona.
really cool.
in a way.
Jinpei rapping for reasons.
See, okay, and this is something else I will say. If they had talked about why Jinpei raps before then and not saved it for a season, I think a lot of people would have not tuned out to Jinpei rapping. It's funny how he raps now, but I kind of got annoyed. I'll be honest, I kind of got annoyed with it.
They took
Yeah.
a while to explain
Yeah.
why he does
Yeah.
it. I keep forgetting this guy's name. I just call him
Motaro?
Motaro. Yeah.
Or-
I keep wanting to call him Madara or something. I don't know
Well,
why.
He is kind of a Madara Uchiha in a way. Sadly. Oh, dude.
I wait. That's a Naruto thing.
So Madara is the most powerful villain. Like, nobody can kill Madara except for Madara himself. Until Kaguya came in, because she was written in there. They do something and they're like that, where they have and I think that's the conflict with why I have last T9 and T9 are supposed to be kind of like the Madaras of the group. And then they go a full step Kaguya when Soranaki is introduced, and I was just like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. I understand. There are so many random references in here though. And I like that, but some of them okay, there's a Street Fighter reference in here. There's a yeah. One of the things, I know it's from another anime, but Jiba just dressing up as you remember when he like kicks the doors down?
I think so,
Ryu
yeah.
does that too. Like, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I wish they added in the Sultimates here. They're gonna add those in for the humans. And that's gonna be fun.
Really? So like the humans don't have traditional
They're-
ultimates outside of
They're
the,
not gonna have it till
of
DLC
their-
3. This is just something they now made up.
Okay, so now they're gonna have ultimates. Until then, they can only do those.
They can only
through their
Yeah.
transformations.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, transformation. The humans can punch and stuff, and then the transformations. Yeah. Oh, the weapons are my favorite part about this game. I said in a video, I was like, if the weapons can transmit to how they function, I will love this game just for the weapons. And
like their weapons actually change their.
well,
playstyles or
okay,
something?
every weapon operates like you would think it would, like a volleyball. I was like, if you just throw a volleyball and it just like comes back, I'll be fine. But like the volleyballs, they don't come back that quickly. They come back at like a distance instead.
Okay, so like I got the Y button for like the basic multi-hits and X for power attack.
Oh, did you get you know what you can get afterwards, right?
No, I
Since you
don't.
bought
Like I'm just starting this
okay.
game.
Low-key,
relatively blind, so, like,
since you bought the DLC, you can get the DLC items after.
Oh,
It'll
awesome.
it'll go quickly like that.
I played a ton of Busters, so I have a really good idea of how
Yeah.
a lot of some of this stuff goes.
Only thing I'm kind of disappointed with in the transformation aspect, there's no Sultimates for certain characters, which would be very, very cool if we could see like Kingo Benimaru just slice an opponent and like it explodes, or
Explosion ultimates and multi-hit
Yes.
ultimates, elemental
Yes.
damage ultimates, all that lovely stuff. Stat boost ultimates, revival and healing ultimates like Elder
Yes.
Bloom.
And I like my favorite character in here for season 1 is probably Motaro, but I stopped liking him once season 2 came out. Second favorite character is Raido, but one of Raido's forms is not in here, which is sad. Momo's fun.
I mostly, like, actually, I was going to say, like, even though I can't remember his name, I always love Onion Head or Mataro's straight man reactions to Jinpei's Sheen Estevez level humor.
I love how he like loves every one of the heroes, and it's just like, oh my god, you guys can transform.
Oh god, they even have onion backgrounds. Little onion boy. He's got layers to
Yeah.
him, that's why.
Layers
Layers and layers of hero love. I was also gonna, like you were saying, before you go on about Momo, I was actually going to say I absolutely love his design.
Oh yeah,
This is not. I ended up making one of my profile pictures and putting a little Wario hat on it just because it
his
looks cute.
design. The weird thing about his design, I never noticed that he had like, it didn't look like he had no pupils at the start. Like I never noticed that. And someone pointed it out to me, and I was like, oh yeah.
Wait, what about his pupils?
It looks like he doesn't have dots. He has no iris. It almost looks like he has no irises.
Oh, okay. It's because the white of his eyes
Yeah.
blends in with the tan of the rest of his belly body. I never noticed that. I'll have to look.
I
I'll
have
look
never-
At that again.
I-
That actually sounds
Yeah,
hilarious.
I've never noticed that either. Oh man.
I was also gonna say like as far as Sultimates go, like one of my favorite Sultimates would probably have to be Uncle
Infinite.
Infinite's. Yeah, like powerful physical attack, powerful neutral physical Sultimate to go with it. Like it's a lot better than what Papa Bolt got. Like Like Papa Bolt is like Uncle Infinite is also a bit of a mixed attacker, even though his strength is slightly better than his spirit stat. And his ultimate, it does like lightning damage, which uses his spirit stat. But for Uncle Infinite, it hits one target for like a huge base power, and it's a physical attack. So like, it's way better.
I'm trying to think, is there any yokai? I don't. Because I like them. I almost like them all.
I can't really think of any yokai I particularly hate either. These guys just have so much personality and such great animations, great voice acting. It's hard for me to really think of anything off the top of my head that I would hate anything about. Like I guess there are some least favorites for me. In my case, it would be members of the Enma tribe. I'm just not like into the whole shonen spiky hair over design cool guys kind of thing, you know? I like the more humorous designs of like everyone
Do you
else,
like
you know?
cuz one of the things I don't like is the ones where they come out of those coin. I don't remember. It's like Donka Sand and
the
regional one.
The Japan region Crankicott coin guys.
I think they're cool. Some of them are cool, but like some of them I'm just like, I mean, you're there, so I can't be mad. But
I like Happy Cane.
Happy Cane's a good one.
Happy Cane is adorable.
Oh, there he goes rapping. I will say, one of them that I do like. No, I was gonna say, I will give Yokai Watch 1, 2, and 3. Out of all the praise I will give them for the voice acting alone, it must be hard to just come up with just personalities for every single character, especially the variants, because every variant I see there, I'm like, yeah, you're just another color of the other one, but you have a voice that makes you so different and a backstory that makes you so different. It's so believable.
Yeah, like how Mermadonna sounds a lot more high pitched than Mermother.
Especially, and
I love that
and like
kind of
Count
thing.
Cavity too.
I think Count Cavity had like a girl voice, I think.
Which was surprising to me. Because I thought Count Cavity was going to sound like malicious. But I was fine.
He's after your teeth. That actually reminds me of that one Count Cavity variant that was introduced in Puni Puni with the big ass toothbrush and all white.
Like the reborn yokai. Gosh, dude. Everything in Puni is becoming canon now. And like
Count Cavity is gonna be here to save your teeth.
I'm not gonna be surprised if in the new yokai anime that we get, most of the Puni yokai are there, like the Rebirth yokai and
Puni yokai episodes. I would adore that. Like an episode of Jibanyan going all full Nyakebi fanboy for like Nyakebi Mermother. I'd love that.
I'm waiting on them to have I want to see more of Rine. I honestly want to see more of Rine. I want to see Rine as a villain, or just like make a.
I just remembered something else. Like Fish Standoodle. You remember that one?
Oh, another one of the rebirths. And then
yeah, like that's gotta make for a hilarious episode if they do something with that.
I think 1950 Smog Mellow and the Demona as a man.
Oh, and what's that? Oh yeah. Oh, and Queen Evercore. Man, there's so many good variants that'll make for such great stories. remember in the 2019 Yokai Watch anime, they actually still tried to do some more with like, what was his name? Okane Nider. I can't remember his English name.
What it?
That one evolution of Lodo.
Support
Hero. That's his name. Support Hero. Yeah, and he got this Puni Puni variant where it's all just clocks like some time is money joke.
I mean, I'm hoping they'll do something like that. They'll just change it up a bit because that. I'm just wondering what with this reboot, what are they gonna do essentially? Are they gonna change in the like are they gonna introduce a new series that is set like somewhere in the way future, or are they gonna go back to the past again? I want them to go back to Forever Friends because Forever Friends would be cool, or because I want to see a whole series of that, the Kuroi world. Just go back to. Nobody's mentioned the Kuroi world. I think everybody's forgotten about it.
The Dame Dead Time stuff and that kind of thing.
Well, just like Kuroi Jibanyan, I can't say it today.
Oh, yeah. That stuff. Like that. Those super dark insect body Nate and all that.
I just want to.
That really freaky, that stuff that looks like it's out of those freaky old yokai
I'm just
paintings.
wondering why he wasn't in 4, because 4 showed that he was in there, but they just were like, nope. They just tossed him to the side. There's Haruhiku. Yeah, they tossed him to the side. It's upsetting. It's very upsetting, I'll say that.
I can imagine. Like we could have gotten like some interesting stuff out of that in 4. I wish 4 had gotten some more development.
It's just surprising that 4 is people are wanting 4 like now, and then I expect them to be like, this game sucks. It's good, but it sucks.
Yeah, it's bittersweet, I guess you could say.
A guilty pleasure.
Like coming off the heels of 3, it just doesn't feel as amazing, you know?
True.
Like 3 is like this super huge game as it is, but then you have Yokai Watch 4, which is so like just feels so much smaller in comparison.
Yeah. I gotta say, real quick, not to get off track, talking about Puni.
Yep.
Is it surprising that out of all the games that have survived besides Puni, it's Kudatori Wars and Yokai Watch World? Because I would have never thought in this climate, especially during coronavirus, that like Yokai Watch World would have survived. And especially since they shut down Metal Wars, which Metal Wars was
Metal Wars, like according to what little I knew when I actually had it and downloaded it and played it, like apparently a lot of it was more like a lack of updates from Netmarbles and Netmarble was the head developer of that game, and they didn't update it very frequently.
Netmarble? Wait.
They just didn't update it very frequently or give it a lot, as far as I can tell. Like nothing. That's
well,
the
I mean,
problem.
what was their? They sound like. Oh no, are they the guys who like developed 7 Deadly Sins?
I don't know.
Yeah, they are. Okay, I searched up Netmarble quickly, and yeah, they are. They ruined that game.
So this isn't the first time they did something kind of like that.
They're right now. What's happening is Netmarble with 7 Deadly Sins. They are pushing out banners that don't make this game like free to play anymore, and the free to play players who are there, they're just like, well, this game sucks now, and the players who are paying for it, they're like, well, this game sucks now, but I can pay for it. So either way, people are losing. Why does this look like the Sinnoh remakes? Shut up!
Hello, my friend Wongs. Nice to have you here. Yeah, we're not playing a
Why-
Pokemon game. We're playing a monster collector that's actually good.
Hey, can I ask, why does the Sinnoh remakes look like this game? Did you ever think about? Because this game came out before then.
This game's been out for like a year, and the Sinnoh remakes
How is?
took their
Okay,
time.
seriously, how is it that? So 2014 is when Yokai Watch came out, right? Somewhere.
Yokai Watch
Yokai Watch
2. Yokai Watch 1 is like 2013, like 6 months before
I don't know why I
XY.
keep seeing 2014 for Yokai Watch.
It's because that's when it came out for us in
Okay.
America.
So that came out in 2013. So like, what else came out that was a Monster Collection game during that time? Because
Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch, just 2 years
that
prior.
was a
also
Monster
level
Collecting
5
game. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I need
Yeah.
to play Ni no Kuni.
yeah, you can get it on the Switch.
I mean,
and
I
PC.
have it. I just I'll be honest.
Ni no Kuni 1 specifically.
I
not
have the
second
first
game.
one on Switch. It's just people who keep. It's just like with Yokai Watch 4. I can't enjoy anything now. Anything that I like. So I'm the one. I'm the odd one out who liked Yokai Watch 4 for a bit. And then people
Yeah.
are like, "This game sucks. You can't play as this certain character. You can't do this."
Yeah, I would have loved Yokai Watch 4 if I could play as Put a Shock in it. I
Yeah.
won't lie.
I just don't. Yeah.
Oh god. My character
Go do
made me-
good. I like how, so I kind of just left the controller on at points, and the NPC takes care of like everything, but like it doesn't know how to kill it. That's one one of the funny things about the
You can just let the NPCs do
yeah,
the
but
hard
it
work.
doesn't know how to hit it doesn't know how to do the last hit. So
It doesn't know how to kill the enemy for the final.
it may
blow.
have grace.
Oh god, I got paralyzed. Ah. Ah. Man, I keep hitting my dodge button too late. I'm bad. Yay, we did it. So, like, what were we gonna say earlier? Something about you being the odd one out?
Oh, I'm just the odd one out for Yokai Watch 4. Like, I like it. I understand why people hate it, but at the same time, I'm just like, just let me like something. Let me like something. Or else I'm gonna get angry. This is why I'm so freaking pissed about this series. If I don't get anything to like, at that turn, I'm going to turn on this series and just be like, yeah. So,
I felt the same way. I feel pretty much like the same way about Pokemon. I talked down on it like so much.
I'm gonna be honest. I said Yokai Watch 3 would absolutely fail in America, but become a hidden gem. I said that on the Amino. People were like, "Stop spreading negativity." I was like, "Hey, fuck you!" Like, it's like straight. And then the
Yeah, I'm told Amino is pretty terrible.
they
so I
kicked
don't
me
use
out
It.
for like. So I was just done. I talked to people on there, but it's just like, yeah.
Like these days, I pretty much stick to Discord and YouTube. Like those are pretty much the best ways to interact with people in a less terrible way. And I guess you ended up being right, because that is the case with Yokai
Yeah.
Watch 3.
There was another thing where I want to talk down about the Amino as always, but one of the things I hate about the Amino is the fact that all their stuff is art, and if you're not an artist, you're automatic.
You don't really get a
Yeah,
lot
you
of
don't get
traction
really
or
get a lot of
attention.
traction or attention. I'm not saying this because I don't get traction on there. I'm saying this because I see good posts on there that don't get a lot of traction on there, and then it's a post from someone who's doing like a challenge or something like that, and it's a moderator or a what do you call it? A moderator or admin. Yeah. And it's just ridiculous. It's just like what's the whole point?
So, basically, Amino is like a very might as well just be an art
Subjective
site.
art site, yes.
それはおめえが
And even then, you could just use DeviantArt
Yeah.
for that kind of thing, or
I guess I just
Instagram.
don't understand. Sometimes I just don't understand the Amino. Sometimes I do, and then sometimes I'm just like, you know what? Fine, I don't care. I don't really care. It's whatever.
Yeah. Ooh, Reshu Crumb in the chat is saying, I used to have a Twitter, but I deactivated it because I couldn't handle all
Bro,
the drama
I just-
anymore. That's
I don't
smart.
even go on Twitter anymore for shit. Like, Twitter's boring to. I'm supposed to stay with Twitter, but Twitter's boring to me. So, I mean, everything's funny in there for Twitter, but like, it's just like everybody's getting called either a pedophile or they're doing something wrong, and they're doing justified actions for what, like.
I stay out of Twitter, like, I only ever use it extremely sparingly, and most of the time I'm outside of it just to make fun of it, because everybody on there just seems to be angry over nothing.
Well, it's like crazy how angry people can get over, as you said, nothing.
Yeah. They'll get angry at anything except
I
actual
mean, if they don't
crimes.
like it, it's just like I will allow you to express your opinion if you don't like it, but at the same time, it's just like, don't bring your negativity with everybody else's and then try to spur on the hate for them to think about that. It's freaking stupid. It's so stupid. It's just so stupid, the drama on Twitter always.
You're a criminal for doing a drawing the way I don't like it.
But like, we're all people. We all make mistakes at some point. There are people who tend to make mistakes and don't get it. Those are the people who I think are wrong. But we're all people. We make mistakes. We understand our mistakes, and we either change from them or we justify them.
If you have to make there's a difference between making an excuse and learning from your mistakes. Anyway, let's go talk to the sexy nurse. Reshu Crumb in the chat is saying, yeah, I agree. I remember when there was this girl who posted a photo of her Animal Crossing character with the caption "cute space buns," and everyone got really pissed over that and even fucking doxed her. Oh yeah, I remember that
Why,
situation.
like,
that whole black people hair thing.
okay, that's stupid. That's really stupid. That's really stupid. If you,
Stupid and it's racist.
by the way,
That's what makes it-
if you press I think it's X or start somewhere to bring up the menu, and then you,
I don't have.
Please.
Where's the save-
no,
save
you
option?
have it. So if you bring it up right now, you can get and then go over to the gift section. So if you
Wait, one moment. This is the save option, right?
no, X is, or no, it's plus. I'm sorry, plus is the save option.
Oh, okay. There we go.
But
There we go. Saved.
if you go over to the left, there'll be like, I
Left.
think all the way over to the left, there'll be like a little gift box. Yeah.
Ah, I see it.
And then I should
Right. I just clicked this middle one.
yeah.
Alright, and Reshu Crumb also saying some people were even asking Nintendo to race lock the hairstyles.
That doesn't make any sense. How you go race lock some hairstyles? Like,
Yeah, I'm black. I'm allowed to use this, and you're
they
not.
going to
so
race
fuck
lock
you.
me because I want a blonde hair? Because I'm like, are they going to scan me? Is that what they're saying? Are they gonna scan me? This is
They want government mandated race chips and everyone. That's what they
Dude!
want. Anyway, we got the Nate and Katie outfits. Oh, and the Jibanyan medal. Awesome.
so stupid.
our boy Koma-san. Yay. All right, I guess these are all the DLC stuff. We got Edgy Boy from 4. I can't remember his name.
Bro.
I'm sorry. Yokai Watch Ogre guy.
Bro, it's gonna. I know I'm going off
Natsume.
on this, but it's gonna be to the point where people are gonna be mad because like there's gonna be some macaroni and cheese right there, and they're gonna be like, "Did you season that macaroni and cheese?" Yes. What the hell? You're not black. Like.
Spices are from the Middle East
Jeez.
only. Don't you know that?
Jeez.
Anyway, we got Slima Man.
Oh, it's Michi.
I like to call him that because like it plays into the whole hero thing, and he's Slimamander. And Junior.
They had some weird localization names, but
What is this golden Jibanyan statue? This is a PI or something?
it's supposed to be for rarity. No, gold Jibanyan statue. It's supposed to increase the amount of items by 10%. Usually
good, good. So I'm basically getting a free buff just out the gate.
And there's a
little
gold
thing.
chain and a gold or no, wait. You know what? I have my game right here. I can just read it off.
You can read this stuff?
No, I
can't.
said
I'm still-
I have my game right here, so I can just make sure that like
And I also got this little cookbook thing. I'm not sure what this is.
I have not been sure. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought that was like to level up your power or something. I don't know what that is. The gold tag chain is for to increase rare items by 20%. So
Okay, so it increases drop
Yeah.
rates overall. For...
Yeah. The headband is for it increases you up to level 100.
Okay. So I can break the level caps with some of these.
Well, a bit. You're gonna get an orb anyways. You can just max yourself out to like 74, and you'll be fine. You don't even need the gold tag really. The band is level 100 too.
Okay.
And then the gold Jibanyan, it increases the drop rate by 10. What? Wait, 10%? Okay, yeah, increases the drop rate for items and yokai medals by 10%.
Now I got
The
this
big blue fist.
Is this
Yeah,
important?
it'll dude, massive damage. Massive damage.
Okay, good. And a fan.
Massive damage.
Just some
powerful
equipment,
equipment. Some good utility.
huh? Well, considering these games actually get hard, I don't have any problems using these. Version 1.1.0. Little carrot
I
rabbit
should
thing.
have told you about the cat fist. Those cat fists, I like decimated the whole game and like
So it's basically an optional easy mode.
the DLC, yes, but then they released like right now you could get there's a code that you could get for this cat fist. It just wipes out everything like really quickly.
Alright, I'm just gonna make sure to download all these.
Those will increase for experience, but experience in this game is kind of wacky. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Wacky. Alrighty then. Ooh, we got a little sword.
Make sure for your hunger gauge, which it's a mechanic that I think just doesn't really. It's good on paper, but there are some things about the hunger gauge that doesn't really work. And it controls you.
Is it like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon hunger?
What do you? Oh no, not like that. Well, okay, you will lose some power, but it won't be really noticeable. If you get my drift.
Okay.
Problem with the hunger gauge, it controls your experience points. So you have to
Okay.
you have to constantly keep it full in order to get the max experience points. But
Judging by
Yeah.
this music, I'm getting a lot of good stuff. La. Remember the classic dun dun dun
Yes.
dun? I have no idea what these things do, but I'm going to assume
They're
good.
crafting items for when DLC 1 and 2, when you play those. There's gonna
Okay.
be 2 missions that, if I remember, Blue Moon, you have to collect some medals for him, and they are the like 2 you will already have by now, maybe 3.
The cat dragon wizard
Yep.
blue guy.
There's one that you won't have that everybody I see, whoever like is playing this game, this is that point where they just drop the game, and it's because they can't figure out which guy they need, and it's very easy, but
I imagine it's because that's one of those inconvenient language barrier things.
yeah, I
Oh,
just
hey,
wish
it's
they show
remade.
a picture of it. But I'm okay with it. I understand it. It's not me.
You can actually
Yeah.
read this
Yeah.
gobbledygook.
If I'm not the person who understands the language, I've got to get used to this.
ジンペイ
Oh.
コマ
Yeah, like you gotta understand, like playing a
Naze
game in a
koko
foreign
ni
language
yobarete-
is pretty easy to miss some important
そ
details.
の
So she's
禁
gonna
断
tell
の
you
個
in a
人授
minute.
業を
We got invited to be alone with
You
the
can
nurse.
if you press Y, I think you can automate it.
ってどういうことなのか
やばいクライン
Why, huh?
素敵なパーソン
I think so. But what she's just gonna tell you is that now you can equip your Onryo, or no, your yokai, because Jiba has a yokai, but Koma has an Onryo.
もののけといった霊的な存在に妖怪スペシャルパワーの持ち主ってこと
Yokai special power.
ISP ってそういう意味だったんですね
Wouldn't it make sense to be call them yokai superpowers? Cause
Listen, man, you don't argue.
So-
You don't argue with
あなた
the
たちが
god
どの学校に
Hino,
来たの
okay? You don't argue with his excellence.
学園最大の
But yes.
その前にあなたこれを
Alright, nurse.
YSP 能力を引き出すガジェット
Give me the power.
へえいい感じ
She is.
どうや
My
って使
god,
うん
I
ですか
see why Jiba likes
ゴ
her
ッチ
now.
にメダルを入れることでいろんな妖怪パワーを操る
She's
こと
hot.
ができるの
We're not gonna deny that. She's hot.
なんだそれ
Like, could you
意味わか
imagine
んね
if like if Smogmella in the games put on eyeshadow and lipstick? Like she looked way hotter. Like this
I
one
will
does.
honestly say I'm surprised Jiba has not gotten canceled yet.
とはいえ
That's the only thing I'm surprised about.
保健室を離れ
Dude,
るわけにはいかないの
for constantly getting all naked and getting all
Well-
over the
well-
other little boys.
well
in this
that
show.
and that like he goes
この
to
発信機で指示を
lengths
するから
to try to get with this woman when she just says no and
Or how about QB? How he was ready to
oh
dive
yeah,
into her
QB
cleavage.
definitely. Oh, I feel like QB is already canceled badly. Oh no.
しまった
Don't you understand? Something has to be popular in America for like
I
Twitter
know.
users to care about
I know,
canceling it.
but still,
もう仕方ないわね
it's the
こ
prince.
の秘密を聞いた以上はあなたにも手伝ってもらいます
They only have principles like when the thing that they need to cancel is like
Oh my
popular.
god.
Like
Why?
unironically, dude, that's just how it works. That's why you get so much drama
Oh.
over Nessa, and yet you don't hear any complaints about
さて
Snow Spectre being a
Sasuke,
whitewashed
I
version of Agent
True.
Spectre.
学園の中
Like
に
I
いる
basically
音
made
量
a
を探
made
し
a
て
joke about
も
it
っ
on
と
Twitter
力で
too.
戦ってもらいま
Light
す
a fire and then after that, throw you off a balcony.
Like nobody, like Tanbo has been around since Yokai Watch 1, and yet Twitter hasn't gone insane over a dark-skinned spear chucker and a loincloth with war paint.
音量退治ってわけだなやってみっか
Like, do you understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
姿を隠している音量は霊界チャンネルで見つけ
ワイワイヘローワイチューブチャンネル登録高評価よろしくそのチャンネルじゃないよ
Like, if I could read any of this, I'd probably have a better
Channel
understanding of
to
why
you,
we're getting the watch from the sexy nurse instead of like from a Crankakai or something.
I mean, Oh god. What the Crank-a-kai, the sad part about it is that the Crank-a-kai
メダルをセットしてみて
doesn't work for about it's
It's
stuck for about
it's suboptimal in this
it's
game
so
or something.
it's not optimal, I guess, as you would say. You have to unlock certain parts of it,
うまくできると
and there's no real Crank-a-kai. Yeah.
I see. No, none of those rare, tradable, powerful S ranks.
So you gotta equip your
9番キャッチャー駒三太夫君
Oh hey, Eternal Aromatic is saying hello to
Oh.
the stream. Yo
Hi.
stream. Hello
Hi.
stream.
so you gotta equip your yokai now. So
ピッチャージバ
Right,
順平
so this is the part where I'm supposed to
yeah, she'll be like,
ピンチを抑えました
Did you do it? No. You gotta equip your yokai. And if you go to the one where it's just like the baseball bat and the
ちょっと
Oh,
これ
this
を
one.
使う前
Okay.
から燃え尽きてどうすんの
All right, so let's see.
switch
Here's
switch.
Jinpei.
Yeah,
Here,
it's
here's
like
my
the
medal.
baseball bat, or it's like he's holding a baseball. That's the icon.
Okay, so they got what level 90?
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, I'm not using them right now. Jeez, I mean that's good since if I ever get into like a tough spot,
Yeah.
I'll know what to
But if
rely
you
on.
just use Bakure, and then also switch your weapons too.
Oh,
Yeah.
switch my weapons.
You gotta equip Bakure and then or yeah,
That's
Japanese names are not my favorite.
I understand. We'd probably call him Bagheera from Rudyard Kipling's famous novel, The
Mm.
Jungle Book. Which one am I supposed to
Either
equip?
you can equip all of them if you want to, and just give none to Koma, or you can give them to give some to, or give one to Koma and give two to Chiba. It's
Level 60. I'm not
Oh,
using these.
you
right
can
now
you
anyway.
can use those.
Yeah, but I don't want to. I don't want the game to be
Oh,
so
okay.
easy right now. Like,
I mean, it's not gonna. Those weapons will restrict once.
セットしたメダルを
What's his name
あ
comes?
それ
Uh,
パワーサイトも覚えておいて
Hanako-san comes. Hanako-san will.
パワーサイトが封印され封印を解けばその場所のエネルギー
I'll
風水
definitely
パワーが高ま
understand when I
り
get
学
there.
園を隅から隅
That
まで
and
守って
the big
い
poo.
っぱい解け
The great mighty poo, but it's a lady.
That thing is like a mid boss right there.
保健室
She's
に
she's
ずっといられた
she's
ら
kind of
な
hard, kind of
そし
hard.
たらいつでもエンラ先生に会え
This
るのに
this is the
bit of a
mechanic
scrub filter.
I hate that they told people about so early on in the game.
What's that?
So, in order to level up, like, even more, you have to use those power stones. So, you have to kill
Okay.
yokai, and then after that, you have to give, Y drops. You wouldn't have Y drops at this point, so you wouldn't know how to do that.
じゃあ今日は枕投げ大会かなそれ
Every day after the day ends and a new day starts, you collect Y drops, and that's in real time.
Oh, okay, so you can't like soft reset cheese or
Nope.
anything like that, or sleep through
Nope.
the day or anything.
宴会ちょんまげも使いたい
Lovely.
し
But they like fixed it in updates, right?
Nope.
Oh,
Y
okay,
drops
great.
is connected to the like system, so every 1,000 likes is one Y
比
drop.
べると普通な感じだね
So what? So my Twitter likes are actually going to mean anything.
Sad part is, it's very hard to collect likes in these games.
やっぱり誰
Even
にだって
during
一
the
つくらい譲
time
れない
when
ものは
Dober
あるよ
came.
ねシャイニングボーイへの愛は
You see, it's very easy to get a ton of likes
Yeah.
on Twitter. All you gotta do is say something extremely racist and bigoted, or just draw porn.
エンラ先
Pretty
生
much.
と熟女とベロンと譲れないもの多すぎ
But
挨拶は基本忘れちゃダメだね
OK
But I mean, between those two options, I'd rather draw porn, honestly.
Oh, I'm glad you said this is gonna get too easy because you're about to see how easy it's gonna become.
Oh, boy, oh,
once
boy.
you,
So I'm in the dormitories right now.
if you don't want this to get so easy, I would say don't turn into your yokai hero. But if you do, you can if you want to. It's just once you get a yokai hero, it just kind of turns very easy.
Even the yokai heroes are just that strong, huh?
The only trash one right now is Blizaria, or I mean Fubuki and Clock Lady. They're both trash. 'Cause they're not trash in the fact that like when they're with someone, but when they're by themselves, it's very hard to get through a boss with just them because they're used for speed, and that's all they're used for. And speed drop in this game, you can't do on bosses.
Okay. So they're immune to that particular
Not
debuff?
like by you can't do. It's kind of where you can add the debuff on them, but it only happens for about 1 to 2 seconds. That's not even.
So it's
a very short-lived debuff. It is not enough to help.
It's not like that one move in like Buster's double disarmament and double disarmament where you would like attack the boss and their defense and attack would be reduced to 0 for like several
Sadly, no,
seconds.
it's not like that. Well, if you get the here's the confusing part about this game also too. Remember in Yokai Watch 4 they had like certain frames where you could like break their soultimate that they're doing and then the defense would drop like you said? A lot of times it will happen, but a lot of times it won't. It feels inconsistent sometimes. You'll get them at a certain point to where you're like, oh, they're gonna charge up and do their ultimate. I can beat them with enough point, and then they'll break, like when you do nothing, and it's just like I don't understand. I may have done damage to them before then, but now I haven't done any damage.
It's kind of hard to tell because you're playing the game in a foreign language, so it might just be random dumb luck.
I don't know. I sometimes I hit them and it's just like. I don't know when they're breaking. Especially when the Mazura boss fight came in, he would break at random when nobody was hitting him. So, and hopefully with this new update that they're having with the werewolf game, which I'm so excited for because I'm about to play a ton of werewolf with this game. Yeah. I found out some things for the werewolf game, by the way. I found out that you can, besides the whole protecting your points, kind of it being like a Dead by Daylight, the people who are with you during the club that you get assigned with, they have certain abilities that will correlate to their club. So for example, the tennis club, they'll be if the alien comes up, they'll try to attack them. I think it was Tech Club or Hackers Club, they'll try to give them certain debuffs to make sure that they're stopped in place. I was like,
okay, so clubs are sort of like sort of act like auras in Yokai Watch Buster's T, where they'll do something that'll help you in battle or dungeons, right?
And here, yes, in the werewolf mode, they'll do better than that, sadly. And here, and here it's more of clubs. Some clubs will help you with experience, some clubs will help you with powering up a character, but for the most part, a lot of times you're not going to be focusing on getting the clubs up, you're going to be focusing on leveling up, because at the start of the game, if you're not farming so quickly, you're gonna lose a lot of Y drops.
I'm just grabbing some of these items and observing this beautiful environment. Like seriously, this game looks gorgeous. I
It
love
does.
it.
Oh, oh,
I don't.
okay. One of the bosses in there, I figured out that like there's some kind of wall on that ledge right there. None of the
Wall on the edge.
on the ledge that you just went by. There's apparently there's an invisible wall for certain bosses because most of the bosses that I've fought on there, they can't get past that ledge. They just are stuck.
Okay, so there's invisible walls for the bosses
Yeah.
themselves, huh? And you can actually
Yeah.
cheese those.
That
Very interesting.
some of the bosses, I would say, some of them are hard, but like, yeah, they don't know how to get over ledges.
The bosses. Forget about all those bosses' weak spots. The boss's real weak point.
The ledge.
Ledges. Don't push them over the edge, man.
This boating area is pretty nice.
Man, these trees look
Yeah.
great.
The world looks so nice.
So detailed despite being all chibi. And I like how they, and I kind of like how they keep, how the items are all these detailed PNG files. They look so great too.
Most of, I would say, one of the yokais that I like in here that, which you're about to see, you soon will see from going to one of the power stones.
Alright, yeah, I think that's enough item grinding for now. After I get these next 2 stars and get some Twitter
Bro,
likes.
there's a McDonald's there.
Man, this is the kind of neighborhood I would love to live in.
Just a bus.
Like everything's all close by, the sidewalks are all clean and beautifully colored.
It's scary when the world is ruled by kids, though.
Everybody's just a high school student trying to going about their way to school.
I just wonder how the economy works exactly in this, like, section, since the student council is the one who goes over this city. Like,
it's a pretty prestigious school that's clearly very expensive, so tuition money, that's gotta be what that costs an arm and a leg. That's gotta be what the economy revolves around.
a lot of something that's missing from this game, though. A lot of buildings are just there. From presentation, I like it alone, but when they
A lot of them
are just, yeah, they're just there, just bare. Some things you could.
They're buildings.
Some things you could just use for like a mini game of sorts. Like one of the buildings that I like is like the gym building, and they could have used that for like a soccer or dodgeball or something like that. I mean, we have the animation too. It's just I wish we had like mini games to it, and I wish they would put like an update where there was like more interactive stuff that you could do in this school, so it would feel like a school.
Actually be part of the sports clubs and stuff like that.
Because essentially, the clubs, they're fine for what they are, but like some of them you just don't have interaction. They just come up to you, they're like, hey, I'm part of this certain club. Would you like to join for 1 Y drop or 2 Y drops or 3 Y drops or a ridiculous amount of like 10 Y drops? Yeah, they don't, most of the characters don't have much character in here, which they're NPCs, so it's fine. but I would like to see some of these clubs do something.
Yeah. Like have these crowds of students that manage to pay
Bro,
the tuition
yeah.
fee for this expensive school actually do things.
I wonder like how much they're paying just when the school gets destroyed, because this school now once those 3 came into, this school constantly got destroyed. Constantly.
よっしゃーエンラ先生俺もお前も
Not to mention the giant robot that is the school probably costs a ton in maintenance.
3.5 trillion.
Like every time you break something in this school, you're paying giant robot maintenance fees.
I wonder where they keep the engine.
今度は何の呼び出しかな。
That's a good question. Maybe the boiler room.
I wonder where the boiler room is though.
月とか絶対違うでしょいいんですか
Alright, let's be sure to
エン
save.
ラ先生と一緒にお風
One of
呂
the
なんて
most important skills in any RPG ever,
Hey.
constant
背中お
saving.
流しします
Oh yeah, smart feature for them to add in an autosave. Thankful that they did that.
Oh, they didn't have one.
No, they
originally?
did. It's just like, it's just smart of them to have an autosave again when
Alright, we gotta beat up these high school girls 1 minute.
maybe beat them up. Okay, yeah, you're gonna beat them up. I was like, maybe.
I gotta give them a good smack, and violence is allowed in the in this school's hallways.
Hey.
二人がいるとすごく
Hey, are you
心
two
強いよ
fighting?
立ちはだか
Yes,
る敵
teacher.
はぶっ
Oh,
飛ばす
good. Carry on.
俺の正義の拳でな
The students yelling about it too, and you just like,
It builds character, according to gym coaches.
oh, you're supposed to go to Natsuki Enra.
Oh, like, wait, I'm supposed to go here first?
Just
or-
to Natsuki Enra. She's gonna give you the quest to, get Raido.
待っていたわ。
Okay, I'm gonna get
テ
the
スト
Blazion guy.
Basically, she's gonna be like,
The
Gonna be
Blazion
like-
guy and his tall black
there's
friend.
been a guy who's been like messing up the school, and like you might need to go just like kick his ass, and then he's gonna be like, okay,
野生
why can't you do it? Well, because
餌はやって
Yeah,
も
like,
いいん
isn't
で
it-
すか
we don't have powers.
サファリパーク
This
じゃ
should
な
be
い
like
わ。
a problem the teacher and the teachers and the principal should be putting up with, and we're not even the student
放課後
council
の
or
教室は
any
いつ
or
も
hall
不良の
monitors
た
or
まり場に
anything.
なって2年生の不良たち
Listen,
は
if you don't listen to me, I'll expel you.
でもこの学園は不良も認めら
She'll
れてるんです
seduce,
よ
she'll
ね。
seduce the principal and tell him to expel us.
Pretty
た
much.
だの不良ならいいんだけど。番長のライドを選
Yeah.
ぶ怪しい力を使うみたい
Oh no, they've censored his face.
Jesus, man.
怪しい力
どうやら見えない力で
No lie, I
限界
really
域を
love
吹
this
き飛ば
music.
しているみ
Sounds all tense, and I love the electric guitar riffs in it.
Really?
なるほどな
Yeah,
つまり
it sounds
不良ど
intimidating. I
もを
love
蹴
it.
散らしてメロってやつを倒せばいいんだな正義の心がうずいてきたぜ標的セリフちょっと刺さる
We've activated Onion Head's hero boner.
今回は少し長期戦になる体力をつけるのが大事体力か自信ないな疲れた時のためにこれを持っていきなさい
It's fine if you don't have much else to say. So,
Oh, I'm just watching right now. I'm just like,
oh, she gave us a croquette. Awesome.
うひょーエンラ先生の手作り弁当
We
大
get
事
to
に
eat
食
her
べるよ
lunch.
先生これは千葉家の家宝だ
違うわコンビニ弁当よ
まあエンラ先生が
who
買ったや
who
つなら
is your favorite yokai hero in this whole thing?
Huh. That's a tough one. Honestly, probably out of the ones I've seen so far, like, I don't know all of them or any of their names, but I think I really like Onion Head's like green superhero form that I think I recall
The
seeing.
last T9, or no, that's not last. It's just T9. That one's pretty good.
Like Onion Head actually being useful instead
Yeah.
of this straight man frog underpants joke. I like
I
that.
just hate how he gets killed off like so easily, or not
校舎
easily,
内
but
の
he
監
gets
視カメラで
they
あな
get
たたち
killed
を
off.
見守っておく
They kill.
Like he has super bad defense
No, he
or something.
just they okay. So like once
Don't spoil it too much
all
or
I'll just
anything.
say is
野生の
something
不良だ
happens where he loses T9,
He
and it's just
loses one of his hero
pretty
forms, huh?
well
Man.
pretty much they and it's like it's so the one of the things about it is it's so rushed
けだよ
how he loses it,
上の
and this is why Soranaki came in. And the more I thought about it, the more I was like, so he lost that hero form, but like we have a professor who literally is based off of Poofessor, who made a watch, who could have literally replicated his hero and gave him that hero. And people said to me,
Okay, so there was no excuse for him losing him. is what
I'm
you're
just saying, like, if you want him to be lost, yeah, that's fine, but like,
if you want to make a permadeath, at least don't have a way to like
yeah,
resurrect things.
well, and people were like, well, that would have made sense because, you know, heroes in this anime, they need a yokai. I was like,
不良はやっつけたね
Ronto
3
doesn't,
階にも上がれそう
Koma doesn't.
待ってろライトおめら勝つのは君だ
and they're like, we said yokai. I was like, yeah, Koma doesn't have a yokai. He has an onryo. So, and they're like, well, they need to have some presence of a ghostly form. Again, Ronto doesn't. Chiaki doesn't. The one who's Viper doesn't. There's two more that doesn't, but
They didn't address it as best as
Yeah.
they probably could have.
Elsa Meki definitely doesn't. So, and even though she's part of an alien presence, she still doesn't have one. And then they're like, oh, they need to have powers. I was like, oh, okay. Chiaki doesn't still. Like, he has an alien body, yes, because he was fused with it, but does he have powers really? No.
Okay, I got this disco thing.
Oh yeah, the disco thing is like a power boost.
Okay, so I
It's
got a
like
buff.
the star without invincibility. So,
Yay.
but then they were like, well, here's the thing. It would not make sense for him to even have the hero, and how would he have the hero? I was like, okay, so first off,
I guess I'd have to watch the anime to understand any of this. I feel like I've been
one of the
spoiled by
things
so
one of the
much
things I said, I
already.
was like, so you're gonna say that we can't have this hero, first of all, and second of all, it's not possible. I'll ask you what's not possible. How come Jiba can transform into Earthwalker and just go into time and affect time, but we've been taught about the consequences of affecting little things in time, not big, just little things in time. So you're gonna tell me?
Kind of reminds me of the whole Groundhog
Yeah.
Day episode Fubuki went
All I
through.
said is, so you're gonna tell me that this dude can mess up time and no consequence will happen, but if Motaro gets T9 again, a consequence will happen. Even though Jiba could grab a piece of T9 or some DNA, give it to
お
Kuka,
前がライ
because time would not mess up from that, because he still would be dead. His kid, or yeah,
He's only allowed to mess up time with his
yeah,
clock.
it's just like, I was like, he can do it. Kuka can automatically make a watch for him to replicate T9 just like she made it for Miss Shadow. And it's not like Miss Shadow, his next form, he had someone, a vessel inside of him until Zodiac came in, where that was partly Elzameki's soul, yes, but the first one, Deep Shadow Galaxy, what's the name, just created him. Like, Kuka just created him. So I have problems now also with giving the yokai heroes, especially the useless ones, Majin forms. They don't need Majin forms. They need to work on their forms. Raido's a good character that they tarnished because they didn't want to. They gave him a form. He sucked at it, and then they just were like, well, we'll just make him a goofy character, which I really like about him. But you broke your own rule. You broke your first rule, which was a transformation enhances the character, doesn't mess up the character's strength, and make more of a weakness. The only people right now who've gotten those powers is Ronto.
I'm trying to pay attention to what you're saying, but
you're good.
I'm trying to figure this delinquent in
Ronto,
Schoolhouse.
Koma, Motaro, and Jiva. Also, this is my favorite boss fight.
The first one, huh?
I just like Raido. Okay. No.
Yeah, the Blazion Punk is
I
pretty
just
cool.
like the JoJo aesthetic that they both have.
Like they look like they belong in some kind of JoJo-esque punk environment.
Yes.
Like the Diamond is Unbreakable, where everybody wears those school uniforms and has the crazy hair.
Oh, but the also the anime, what the anime doesn't do, the game does, and challenges itself to fix everything in the anime. So
Filling all those plot
they
holes
fill
the
a
anime
lot of
broke into
they
them.
fill a lot of plot holes in this anime, and they make some of their own plot to the anime at least, which I am happy about for this game.
Yeah, I kind of like that about the original series too. Like how the games actually addressed things like McCracken and Lucas and Enma and all that. You don't really get any of that explanation in the Yokai Watch anime.
Sadly.
獅子黒っていう人ただの人間じゃないんだ
ってことは音量かあいつ音量を古文に
Don't worry, Koma.
Speaking of things that were left out of the Yokai Watch anime, I think it'd be pretty cool if the upcoming reboot Yokai Watch anime addresses those bosses, like maybe episodes dedicated to McCracken and Dawn Spiracy and all of those guys.
We should hope. I don't know. Wait, like where they are now, or
like I don't know, maybe just doing some silly comedy segment involving them. That'd be
we
fun.
should hope.
I'd like that.
I wonder if McCracken is even in the anime now, because
as far as I know, McCracken was never in the anime, and neither was Dawn Spiracy.
Dude, they're missing out. They are missing out.
Like the only one with anime privileges was Dame Dead Time, and she was for the first movie.
And now Soranaki. And now Shien. Man, they're missing out. They're missing out on a lot of good yokai right now.
I don't think SV Snaggerjack was in the anime either. Slimamander didn't really get any anime presence until 4 and
Yeah.
Shadowside.
Sadly.
That made me happy, actually. Like, seeing Slimamander in the anime, I love that.
It took till the 4th one. But hey, I mean, he had a presence as being not just the first Yokai Watch boss that like everybody knows constantly.
Yeah, he got to be the guy that has a crush on Nate's daughter.
It kind of just makes sense now to me. The more and more I see that, though, I was like, I mean, he might think of it as
He fucked him up in as the first bottle, so he's gonna fuck his daughter.
oh my. Oh, here's the best scene. I would love to see some.
Our fat redhead Garfield turning us into a samurai.
Okay, this is cool. I love this. The design that they had before then with Jibayan too, or not Jiba. I love too, where he was just inside the what's his name? Yeah.
Akira.
And then they show up too, and I'm just like, man.
Okay, Eternally Romantic in chat said, I would 100% love to see some game humans in the anime. Like you remember those NPCs from Yokai Watch 3?
Oh, which one?
Like those guys are pretty cool looking.
Right.
Like I remember there being this fat redhead with freckles. He had a really unique design.
I will say, there you go. There's the break right there. The lovely break. I remember some things. I'll be honest. I remember some things from Yokai Watch 3. Sadly, I didn't get to play all of Yokai Watch 3 because,
oh man,
bro, it was a physical copy too. I got my whole 3DS stolen. So.
Okay, so I hold the R button to use my special skills.
I think I just have one. There's a
and I have to wait for the cooldown to wear off right now.
There's a cool one where it just stuns a character. He just goes through them and it just stuns the character for a bit.
So it leaves them paralyzed.
Not paralyzed, but just their animation stunned. So basically they'll drift to their next animation once you do the next hit. Man, I love
sort of like those whole electric trap things in Busters.
Yes. Definitely like those.
So it can interrupt the animation and leave them stunned for a bit.
Yes, there's some moves that can do that actually. There's one other move. I'm just gonna remember what it is. Besides the Earthwalker move, of course, because Earthwalker is just freaking crazy.
So wait, like Mermaiden is gonna be coming to the DLC, right?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Or I guess that was probably just some sort of anime promotion thing. Even if it's not in the game, I still think that was
I'll be
cool.
honest with you, I don't know, because right now they are rushing the hell out of this series for that one. This is why I'm kind of upset about the remake, because every time this dude, I'm not really thinking it's bad, but I'm just saying every time this dude has a priority to make a new series, he rushes the other series a bit to where
it doesn't feel like he's actually
a lot of times the endings feel either dull or
they feel half-assed.
I mean, it's morally just.
Put your heart into it from the beginning to end, and then focus on.
It's
something
morally
else.
just
Stop
the
getting distracted.
fighting that doesn't feel like. In Y Academy anime, sometimes the fighting feels like one-dimensional, but then it does. It sometimes does get well animated. Like later on in episodes, they well animate these episodes, but apparently, I think Hino just didn't have like a voice in there to do what because he has a voice here. He did all this game. He had complete control, but versus what you have for the Y Academy anime, you can see some episodes like episode 8 is him, episode 12 is him, 16 is him, but the writers he has, my god, do they not most of them have not written for, I would say, animes that he's looking for in this. And
You think they're like inexperienced, or they just don't understand?
I think that director is the one who he needs to fire, but he's so tied with that director. I understand at least why he would keep hiring this guy, because once that dude made that Yokai Watch, or the third movie, I would have just fired this dude instantly. I know it made money, but like that back.
You really don't like the third movie?
I just think I like the third movie. Okay, I just think the backlash. I think it's bad on a whole nother spectrum of kind of how it's written, but mostly.
You think it's like some sort of bad filler episode or something?
It's just boring, like really boring. Like I feel like I turned this on for one of my friends, and they're just like, yeah, I don't like this movie. Out of all the Yokai Watch movies that I've seen, like this is not even fun. It's just boring. I was like, yeah, there's plot to it though. He's like, yeah, but you think like this show, even when we watched like the fourth one and the fifth one and then the sixth one, those all had plot, but this one it has plot, but it's so boring to its plot that it's not.
You think you could have like sped it
I
up?
feel like they could have just done that too. Like what he said,
maybe it would have been better off as like a 40-minute special instead of like 90
Yeah.
minutes.
Because the attention span of what you have for Yokai Watch is just like, look at this here, look at this here, oh now look at this here, and it works so much to the point they don't really need plot.
Yeah, Yokai Watch anime a lot of the time just keeps its episodes to like 7 minutes to get all the humor and plot in that they need.
But when you have the third the third movie there, and it's focused too much heavily on plot, and when the jokes come out, they're funny. I give them that. They're funny, but they're not hitting as much as they should, because you go from a joke into more of this plot that nobody wants to hear, and then into a joke, and it kind of just falls.
They kind of do that. I was going to say they kind of do a similar thing in like the usual anime. Like they start off with some jokes. They introduce the yokai, do a few more jokes, then they give the sad backstory, and then they try to figure out the problem.
Well, okay,
and then they go.
and
back
that's
to
okay
jokes.
for the format, but like it kind of, I think at that time it has to change, because even then through Y Academy, I feel like it needs to get rid of that format for a bit. It's okay during certain times, but I don't want it every time. Like I don't want to hear about someone's sad story every single time. If
you think it's repetitive,
if you could just extend. There's certain things that you can extend, and they don't want to extend. There are fight scenes and stuff that is important to the character that doesn't need those like little backstories, but just needs to focus on the character. And then there are backstories that they'll give that are just like, why didn't you do a full episode on? Titus. Titus is a character who I think should have had a full episode, but they shoved that in with Motaro's training episode, and it's just like, by the end of it, I mean, I was like happy that Motaro got his T-Dine, and I was happy that Motaro growed, and I was happy to see something about Titus, but at the end of the day, I was just like, so why don't you just, you know, calm down with that, have Titus be something else, and also have a little bit more of an aspect of Motaro struggling with his training, instead of just automatically getting a watch to where we know where he's just gonna pop it in and that's all it takes. Because literally,
like, Onion Head actually earning his right to
Yeah.
be a hero and
Yeah.
passion being
yeah,
rewarded.
because literally most of the stuff, when it happens with their training, like they train for 10 minutes and somehow they get stronger, but it was just like, okay, so she stopped time. Did she stop time? Because Blizzy stops time for them to train, and it's just like, so did she stop time and them and made it like the hyperbolic time chamber in a way? Because I guess that's what they're referencing. Or did she just stop the outside world and they still have their 10 minutes, but in the outside world it's like 1 minute is passing. Like there's a lot of crucial questions that you need to answer for these characters. I wish if they went in the extent of their powers and actually had time to develop most of these characters' powers, instead of some of them lazing around and coming up with bullshit, because a lot of it is bullshit. It's not something that's just like, yes, this is something that they always did or always had, or something that it just comes up in one episode then disappears in the next.
But the anime,
The game addresses these things better, and it's just like, I think Kino never got like to write fully these things he was thinking, so like he had to reflect on little tidbits and whatever he could. That's why the Mothra fight in the anime, it was cool at first, but then it sucked. It sucked so bad at the ending, just because. And everybody tells me that's the best thing. But I was like, I've seen the anime and I've played the game. You tell me which one is better, like even by distinction. They should match. And
I'm inexperienced with both when it comes to Y Academy, but if I had to say, like, if I ever to make that comparison, like, with the original Yokai Watch trilogy and the anime, I'd honestly have a hard time saying, because, I might lean a bit towards the game, because there's some things that the game addresses that the anime doesn't. But at the same time, the anime goes a bit more in depth on certain things that the game didn't. Like, I guess you could say they both complement each other in that way.
I think with the Yokai Watch anime, though, also, versus these types of animes where they don't really reference stuff and then they have to get away with it through, or not get away with it, but present it through the game. A lot of times, with Yokai Watch, they can get away with that so easily because they're not focused on writing a story.
They're not trying to be a consistent.
Yeah, and they can.
shonen.
I think that that format that they do with like them having you said the plot and then a few jokes there.
The 7-minute jokes, short backstory,
and
all
then
that.
that's fine there. Where it's not.
It works for a comedic slice of life, but it just doesn't work in a shonen.
I just don't think it works when you're trying to actually tell a story. that needs to be longer, first of all, and you want it to either be, and it could work this way. This is what he was trying, I guess they're trying to do. They're trying to make it a Power Rangers-esque, but at the same time, they're trying to make it the shonen thing. And it could work. I believe it could work. We have Power Rangers, we have Super Sentai, we have Kamen Rider for that. Whole problem is when you're trying, the one thing they don't do is they don't try to put in existential backstories at every point that they can. Y Academy does that frequently, and that's where they fail at. Sadly.
Okay, actually, now that I think about it, I think I remember this being a sort of issue I had with like the Shadow Side movie. Like, they didn't explain Azure Dragon until like super late. You know what I'm talking about, right? And you're saying they do that kind of thing like
they do it a lot, and they do it to the point where it's not needed. Like one of the characters in seasons.
Like if they alluded it more or referenced it earlier, it would probably be less out of nowhere issue.
And if it had something to do with their conflict, yes, but it's like, what are the characters in season 2? They have conflict with their like mom and their dad, like going out to get cigarettes. And I was like, this would have been fine if like the trauma actually he dealt with, like it showed through his character, but
like maybe a victim of secondhand smoking or something like that.
Well, just because his dad,
like a bad cop.
All I know is his dad left, and that's why he's kind of just like, he's just so stern. But it was like, is that like, so he's stern because his dad left? How do I know that's what his like character is? Because with Jiba, when he raps and stuff, I was like, okay, I can understand. This is a guy who his mother died, even though you put that in season 2. His mother,
like, okay, you're getting way too spoilery.
Oh, I'm sorry. I like literally said that was my fault. I'm sorry. You don't know the mother though, so.
Yeah, I actually think I got spoiled on that too.
Oh, you did?
Unfortunately. Yeah, but I'm not gonna say it for the benefit of the stream at least.
Well, I ruined something. Sorry. But anyways.
Fine.
Just this pace.
I get it. You like Y Academy and you've actually seen a lot of it.
I'm
so
forced to see it now. Like, just.
It's your obligation now, huh?
It's kind of just me just watching it to make sure I catch up with it, but I just don't want to, like. I just don't want to like watch it, but I have to because me and my friend talk about it constantly.
Actually, that whole mother death thing kind of makes sense because like it ties into Jibanyan, of course.
Which there's a lot that I questioned about the reincarnation of Jiba as Jibanyan because I was like,
where's the chocolate obsession? Where's the love for
Well, the one thing I was saying was, at what point did he get reincarnated? Because if he's dead, and Nate's dead, and Whisper is dead, at what point did they get reincarnated? Because in the...
Like, were they always, like, in some sort of, what's the word?
Yeah.
Limbo, spiritual limbo, until their, reincarnations were born.
And I was honestly asking myself, so, what happened in Shadow Side then? Did Soranaki just, like, never appear in this universe until this point? And I asked myself, so I'm hoping that the game answers these questions because one of the things I was asking myself, I was like, so how is it that Rampaging Soranaki is in this game? But Soranaki like did all this stuff in Shadow Side before then. So he would have had to either destroy the Earth, and Enma came at the right time to defeat him, or the
特別な
Watchers are dead and Soranaki's dead. But even I said, I was like, is that a possibility?
そう
And I
か
said to myself, no, because Soranaki would have never reached his rampaging form. So I tried to, I literally tried to write a concisus of
面白い
what
そういうことなら話は別
Actually,
だ
now that I think about it,
詳
I
しく
have a
聞かせて
theory.
くれよ学園長
What if he made this little what if he made a little pocket dimension, turned all the Watchers to stone, kept himself and them inside it, and then destroyed everything outside that pocket dimension, including the Earth, and then Enma had to reincarnate it all.
would that be like in the first dimension or the other dimension?
君たち
エマの前進エマの前進エマ
The I guess the Nate dimension, I guess.
Okay, because I mean, I guess that would work, but then like
真面目に聞け
I don't know when the confusing part about it is I don't know when Nate died. Cause if Jiba's dead
実は
and Whisper's dead,
エマは
Nate's
悪
dead.
霊に取りつかれておってな
But I don't know when they died.
断る
There's
ことで
there's a lot of
私を
confuse if you, I
殺そうとするの
Why
だ
Academy what this is it
It just hasn't
It-
addressed it yet,
it-
and you're hoping
it
it does.
addressed the fact of what it's based off of. But yeah,
Yeah, where everything
yeah,
comes from.
and when you see where everything comes from, you're just like, so how did he?
Eternal Aeromedic saying, dude, this is all too much for me.
俺たちに
It's
その
it's
悪霊を
it's a
退
lot
治し
to take in.
この悪霊を追い払うに
Yeah,
は
yeah.
心霊的妖怪的な
Nah,
力
this
を持
dude-
つ者が必
This
要
This dude who lost his daughter and then like after, why don't you just lock up your daughter?
そこで私は
Lock her in the tower,
lock her
like
in
a
the
tower
Rapunzel.
and keep
he
her
treats
there.
her like he tries to treat her like a pure princess
Yeah.
anyway.
妖怪スペシャルパワーを持つ
Actually,
君
she
たち
is
を
locked in a
スカ
tower,
ウト
isn't
さ
she?
せた
Well,
という
yeah,
わけ
because he was like, she was infected by a yokai, so I had to place her there. I was like, get an exorcist. What
こ
what
れがあればどう
what is stopping you from getting an exorcist? Money?
We're playing some Shrek 2 now.
これって
I don't know if he
ジンペイ
doesn't
君と
have
同
any
じ
money or he just doesn't really care. Or no, he cares about his daughter. But
そう YSP ウォッチよ
yeah,
これであなたたちは変身できる
Jiba's dense when he doesn't know that she likes him. Which I can't blame Jiba. I mean, he's looking at someone else
じゃあ
at this
早
point.
速ここで試して
He's too busy gawking at the
Yeah.
sexy nurse to care
あなた
about
たちの
the
変身見せてちょ
care
うだ
about
い
the principal's
Made him
daughter.
find eyes.
の
マジかよ
He's after the smoking
I
hot
can't
slog.
believe you made that pun of Gawkin. Like,
But
just
what?
Gawkin, Gakui.
Oh god. Gawking in the Gakuen.
なんかよくわかんないやってやる
俺様のお呼びだ
Jinpei, why you gawking?
Blizzy is a character who
獅子黒こ
doesn't
こに
get that much spotlight in her mechanics.
行くぜ
She's like the Jimmy Neutron, while Jinpei is the Sheen, and
Oh
Komen's
no, I
like-
never
Komen's
correlated
Mara,
that right
Carl.
there.
yeah, you see now why I compare this so much to Jimmy Neutron now, huh? And QB is Nick.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
We got the lion transformation now.
暴れてごめん
二人目変身きたダブルヒーローの王道だよね
Onionhead is basically the Ultra Lord fan for Sheen.
変身してもらえるかしら
Oh! That makes so sense. So much sense.
コマくんも変身できるの
I can't believe Yokai Watch copied Jimmy Neutron all this time.
実はいるんだよね
Favorite episode, the first
俺聞い
episode.
てないぞコマくんに音量がいたなんて
Favorite episode from Y Academy. The
I think I really liked the whole sweet shop one. I think that one was pretty good.
My favorite episode is the Sweet Shop one. It's alright now to me. I say once Seto Kaiba comes into the mix, he's fun. Maketo.
I don't know which one
He's
that is, I'm
the
sorry.
blue, red, and yellow cat that you'll see soon. Who kills? I'm not spoiling it. I'm just saying he kills like.
Blue. He kills
No,
something.
he like kills like the whole game. Like
He kills it with good music or something.
basically what he kills, he's like killing this whole game. He's on another game, is what I'm saying. Like once he shows up,
Is he the one that becomes the black Jinpei transformation, or am I
he
thinking of
kinda
someone else?
is. He's about as tough as Soranaki. Black Jinpei is when
Oh wait, I think I remember which cat you're talking about. The whole alien rainbow cat. I remember seeing him in
yep,
Funny
that's
Puni.
him. He is a yokai of the other three.
What, like he's a fusion? He's a fusion of Bakera, Blue Pond, and the little yellow gun
Uromi,
thing.
Yes.
I
But-
see. That makes sense.
Dude, best thing about him is again, he's voiced by Seto Kaiba. And that
Oh,
dude, that
okay,
dude
okay.
bring in the I was like, you played Overhaul in My Hero, you played Seto Kaiba, so if you bring in the cake here, I will not be disappointed, and I am not disappointed with any of his fights that he's in. He kicks Jinpei anytime that he sees him. He is friends with him now, but he really hates Jinpei to a degree just because of his idiocy. And
I can't wait to see that in the end.
one of the other characters, I do like Ronto. I do like Joker a bit, but I feel like Ronto in season 2 is terrible because he forgot his priority, basically. His reason for why he was chasing with the aliens.
Okay. I feel like I'll understand a lot of this when I watch
You
more of the
remember-
anime. I've only been able to keep up with the fan subs, and the most recent one involves the president having accidentally killed his pet frog in the
Yes.
bikini book.
Do you remember the what was that called? The episode 7.
Remind me,
So
I'm sorry.
Ronto goes out to they like see the space alien ship. As soon as they see the alien ship, the aliens come and
Oh, the aliens wipe their
They
memories?
wipe their memories, but they also take the parents away. And
Oh,
then
yeah, yeah.
after that, they take the sister. Now people were like, "Oh, they killed him." I was like, "No, because if they killed them, like straight out, there wouldn't be."
Basically, when the xenomorphs show
Yeah.
up, Jinpei goes wild boy to
Yeah.
defeat him, and they wipe their memories because they're
Yeah.
hiding something.
But with Ronto and his whole angle, he was trying to look for.
Ronto's the student council
Yeah,
president.
he was
right?
trying to look for his he was trying to look for his parents and his sister because he knew they were kidnapped. And as I was said, I don't think someone who is an alien definitely they would like leave traces if they were vaporizing their people. They would if they were vaporizing the person that they were trying to traumatize. They would kill them immediately. And especially these aliens, they probably would kill Ronto's parents in front of him. Then after that, go for him. which they were trying to do in the episode. I'm guessing either trying to kidnap him or no, they were trying to kill him.
They're basically stealing people and
Yeah.
trying to hide it.
And that it proved that through later on, which you will see what happened to Chiaki. But
Who's Chiaki? Is that the fat brown-haired girl? With
no,
the glasses?
that's Kumako, who transforms into Kuka, a skinny girl who gets tall.
Okay.
But Chiaki's the one who runs the mafia. He's the Sky Snaker, people say, the Vanacht of the group, even though Vanacht is still not there.
Okay.
And he's with the
What?
He's with Slimamander's form, which is Viper.
Oh, that thing, the
Mhm.
Viper. Okay.
So Chiaki, it's the same thing with what happened to Chiaki, and both Ronto and them should collaborate to get back at the aliens. And even now that they know there's more aliens, they should be planning ahead, knowing like what they're going to do in order to not only exact revenge on the aliens, but find their, or not for Chiaki, because sadly, for Ronto, find out what happened to his parents and what happened to his sister. And I wish they had the angle where like Ronto killed his sister and his sister was Elzamekia. But
Don't get into too spoilery again.
oh no, I'm not getting too spoilery. I'm just saying I wish they had that angle where Ronto like killed his sister and it was Elzamekia. Yeah,
Oh.
I didn't say Elzamekia would die. Yeah.
Okay. So these little photo icons, these are the clubs, right?
No, they are members of certain clubs. You can get.
This guy looks like a gorilla.
Oh,
Or a frog or something.
yeah.
So what exactly is this all about?
You get certain club cards, and it's supposed to help out with your ranks. The ranks are supposed to unlock certain missions. So.
Okay, so there's no downside to saying yes to these.
They will take certain items. So what you want to do is
Okay, so they're little fetch quests then.
there are certain items that they will take and they'll give you the cards for it, and then you'll add them to your student board. The student board is important to focus on for certain missions that will happen, and also for there's certain things that will what is it called? There'll be like discounts for certain things once you get a student board up to a high amount of a number. There'll be certain rewards that you'll get for it through your dailies.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
there's one more thing.
This area actually reminds me of that one rich person NPC place in the northeastern corner of the map in the original Yokai Watch games.
Oh,
You know the one I'm
yeah.
talking about? And Junpei's jumps are big enough to reach the roof.
But some of the student cards in there, they're useful, some of them aren't. I'm still trying to collect all of them as right now. It's harder in this game to collect certain items.
Hello, what do we have here? Yokai. Hello, you little tablet with arms.
Oh, that's
I
gross.
remember
That's
seeing
gross
this guy in
note.
the anime. Oh yeah, Gross Note.
Pretty much one of my favorites.
Is he the one that made the guy grope the newscaster's balls
Yes.
or something?
Yes,
I can't
he
remember.
is.
Oh, she's cute.
There is a
That one scene just always
those
cracked me up.
characters are pretty good to farm. You only get those are dailies too. The cards are dailies too. So every day you can give them something and it'll work for them. Those are power stones. Power stones, you knock out certain yokai after you activate them. It'll give you a counter to how much you've knocked them out, and it's got to be in that certain area too. But once you do it,
I forgot to use my yokai. Oh, hello, big Dalmatian thing. Oh God. Oh wait, I'm at level 13. This is fine.
as long as
He's got binoculars. Let's go again.
I say, as long as you don't go over level like 33, you should be fine.
Yeah, like I'd have to track out the Spawn Run or something if I wanted to take that on, but I'm not gonna do that.
Oh, those so the grudge, the yokai medals that you have for like level 60 and stuff, they hardly do anything. They come out, but they just, some of them don't even attack. Some of them just do status, and even then, it won't really knock out the character because they miss a lot. Later on, they will get like accuracy, but.
I like how there's no battle transition. You can just get right into it. That's pretty convenient.
Yeah, they went from
So
really they didn't.
lots-
They
lots
hardly
to-
suffered on anything, to be honest.
Yeah. Visuals are great. Battles are fast-paced.
I would have said. Oh no, you can't do it yet.
Yeah, I'm still early game, so I can't.
Well,
do a lot
no,
of
I
things.
was gonna say I would have said I could have just came on there and just invited you to the world and then just helped you out with farming for certain stuff quickly, but it's fine.
I'll probably finish like the next main story quest and then end the stream there, and then we can pick it up another time
Yeah.
if you'd like. I'm so glad I finally have another good Yokai Watch game to play, even if I can't understand a word of it.
Well, you're in the same department as me for right now. I still gotta understand how to use those books because I still don't know what they do. It's really confusing. She wants likes, by the way.
Oh, she wants
Yeah.
to do like so.
As long you get 4,000 likes from her, yeah. It's best. I'll be honest. It's best to go through the story when farming for, or not farming, but when going for EXP later on, because they give the best EXP, sadly. Yeah. The alliances do not do any alliances unless you can. You've got to give Y drops to them, and as I said, Y drops are technically supposed to be used for leveling up. And later on, as long as you can get to level 300 and up, you'll be fine. But when you're on like something like DLC 1 or 2, you must be at least in the 300s. Yeah. You can get away with that.
So hoard a lot of them. is what you're saying.
At least have about 90. Or no. 40 for 40 to 45. So yeah, hoard some for that, and then you can start doing alliances. Sucky thing about alliances, you can't really check on whose stat they're boosting. Put that in.
You just have to be able to read off while they're off.
No, they don't even tell you who they're gonna offer for.
Oh, okay, so it's
They just say,
random, huh?
we're from a club, and you gotta correlate who's from that club. And maybe you'll get lucky. Sometimes I've gotten lucky to where I've gotten the IT club and it's Blissey. But a lot of times it's been either Jiba or a character I don't even use, especially QB. I think QB's probably the three characters I think that are terrible in this game is QB, Fubuki, And now that I'm reconsidering, I thought it was Motaro and Shining Boy, but ranged characters are pretty good in here, and one of the characters I think is Kuka.
なんで砂漠があるんだろう。
Sadly, it's because Kuka is a ranged character who doesn't really work out as a range, or not. Kuka is a close range character who doesn't really work out as someone like that. Her physical stat is terrible, which is honestly understandable because for how she wielded is it Mongao lady? Or well, the squirrel lady basically. How she wielded her. I understand and why she's so weak, but it's she can't really take a hit. Like
She's a glass
not
cannon.
even a glass cannon. I wish she was a glass cannon.
She can't really.
She can't
do
really
anything,
do that much damage, and even when she does that much damage, yeah.
Oh, this looks like a totally battle line, totally within reasonable
Yeah.
strength to deal with.
QB's moves, all of them, they kind of suck. They really do suck. They're all close. They're either close range moves. He has one that is a
It's best to just be as far away from the boss as possible when you're trying
Well,
to hit them, huh?
Raido's a good one for his stun.
I love how there's just these. This high school campus just happens to have a
huge Sahara
with the
Desert.
pyramids.
You've also got Koma's excellent. He's a healer, at base,
Good.
so you don't really have to use food, all that often. Blizzy, why I think she's terrible, it's the speed factor. She's just there for speed.
Right.
If she cannot help herself, and that's a big problem. If like someone dies, I'm just comparing this to like not just you put a command medal on her too, but like if their command medals were on there, just their command medals, how would it help them in the situation? Blizzy's does not help at all. Blizzy absolutely can get slogged in this whole thing.
I see.
So can what's his name? Chiaki. But the difference between that is that Chiaki has ranged heal for him. Blizzy does not. And the worst part is Blizzy's a close range character. So yeah.
I see.
She's fun if you can manage her with some characters, and her like stat boosts are pretty good. But yeah. Jiba's pretty much god in this one.
Okay, so it's just best to like
Any
stick to,
character,
like, the protagonist for a lot
any
of the
character,
stuff.
you can stick to the protagonist if you want, or you can just switch it up. But anything that Jiba has is going to decimate. Like all his forms right there.
とにかくその悪霊
Yeah.
ってのを倒せばいいんだよ。
He has a lot of options.
A lot of
Good for
options.
So many situations.
Ronto is the second one. Who comes close in third? It happens to be Viper, actually, and he's a DLC character. But if we had non-DLC characters, maybe Raido. I wouldn't say Chiaki, but yeah.
Alrighty, we're taking on the story questions this tower.
Oh, you're about to like this. This is probably. I now don't like this fight. Not because it's boring to me or anything like that. I kind of just get tired of walking through the stairs constantly, and I wish I could speed it up. But everything else about this is fun.
Alrighty, let's
It's just
go.
farming that this level is a pain. Yeah.
I see. Well, we shall see soon enough.
急にどうしたの
What's going on
何
here?
がいるかもわかんないのに
This
大きい声出さないで
This
よ
horribly kept abandoned tower. It's been a while since I played the demo, so I don't quite remember.
Oh wait, you played the demo?
Yeah, a bit of.
Did you
Yeah.
save on the demo?
面白くなってきた
Oh,
no.
okay.
I don't think
I was
so.
about to say, dude,
Wait, this is poison.
all your stuff carries on the demo, but whatever.
I might have. I don't remember. Like it's been a. Like I said, it's been a while. I don't even know if I could. I didn't even think I could save in the demo because I couldn't. do
Okay.
anything.
Well, that's fair. Yokai design in this game is iffy.
一丁上がりだな
I don't even know what that was supposed to be. It looked kind of like a clown
Uh,
umbrella.
こいつら
It's supposed to be an AI from a game.
いやいやいや
But now we got some
ここは
ogres.
全力でお願いします
Oh, those they're pretty. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know their character. They're pretty much one note. A lot of yokai in this game.
I think I remember this spider being a villain
Yeah.
in one episode.
He's partly gross note, but recolored gross note. I kind of miss it. This is why Academy's whole deal with the yokai in
いや
here.
今
They're
日の夕
just
飯カレーだって
from the anime, and they're either from the anime and they're recolored, and some of them don't need to be
それ話じゃないか
recolored.
ら
There are a lot of good designs in here that I have not seen before, and there are
ねえなんか
one of
誰
them.
かに見られてる気がし
I
ない
don't what's his name?
ストーカーにつけられてんのか
There's a
それだと
boss in
バ
here
カ
that's really good.
人気者は
Um,
つれえ
It's
なそれは
designed
違
well.
うと思うよでも慎重に進
It's what else? It's designed well. The mechanics that they go over for it is really good. And I think overall, it's like a Junkernaut, basically. Like a reincarnation of Junkernaut. And it's in the episode you watched that you talked about, episode 13. So, yeah. I think that's one of the bosses they really did good on. That they interpreted some of the mechanics that they had feasible to use, and it was just like, let's make a reimagining. Which I wish Y Academy would do that to this.
It's a living frog with a hairy frog with a vagina for a face.
お前の魂胆は分かっているぞなんだと言い張って共感する気だろどう見ても違うでしょ
Everybody just running for their lives. Up
Bro,
the
they are
stairs.
erratically just trying to get up.
And these barrels
That
coming
dodge,
down. Like,
that dodge button is
some-
your best friend right now.
Ah, mouths coming out the floor. God, all that drool. Oh boy, more spiders.
Beautifully animated though, seriously.
Yeah, all the 3D animation looks just so good. Yeah, I got you with Cloud turning into a cat samurai. Oh, this is so great too.
Holy crap.
I remember hearing this music so much in
It-
Pokemon, and I love it.
助けましょう
Which one, the like disco format of it, or just the?
I think it was the disco. I think it was the non-disco version of that song. Oh boy, there he is.
なんだこのデブネズミ。ももだよ。
It's the beach squirrel.
This thing, like, Momo's like pretty huge, but it scares me that she's this.
It scares you. You can
No,
change
it scares
sizes.
me that she's about as big as them in this game, which fits, but it's scary to just be like,
仕方ねえな。今外してやるから。
This big fat flying squirrel that's as
Yeah.
big as a human.
we just need to do experiments on.
Like, remember? Did you ever watch like the second SpongeBob movie, Sponge
Yes.
Out of Water? Like where Sandy's just this
Bro,
realistic
that
s-
scared
3D
me
CG
so
squirrel.
much. I remember, I didn't understand that at first, and I just couldn't process. I couldn't process what was happening, and then I saw that dolphin, and I was like, I just don't know if I want to go home anymore.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on the Sponge Out of Water movie compared to the first movie, but it did some pretty ridiculous stuff.
It got Mad Max out there, I will say.
Yeah, like I have a lot of problems with the Sponge Out of Water
Do
movie,
you
but
like the new?
but actually, but there's the thing. But here's the thing about the whole realistic Sandy thing. Actually,
デブネズミ、後で外して
like
やる。
there's a deleted scene that I watched in the in the first SpongeBob movie DVD. Like the whole realistic Sandy on dry land was originally going to be a thing in the first movie.
I can believe that.
Yeah. And she was basically going to be in the middle of her own adventure where she's running from the mafia. Like I have to, I'll link that to you over Discord so you can see it for yourself.
I need to watch the first SpongeBob movie again. I remember when
The first SpongeBob movie is so
I
good.
remember when it like came out, and then like I was like in the movie theater for that. That was the first movie experience. That was the first and almost last movie experience I had. Cause the guy like
Sounds really
all I
nostalgic.
remember is that there was a baby, and like that was the first time I also used the curse word. There was a baby that wouldn't shut up, and it was during
Some dumb parents bring their baby to the movies.
yeah.
That sucks.
It was due to David Hasselhoff scene. And like when Dennis was right there, and it was like Bigger Boat, the babies cried, and I was like, "Shut the fuck up! I don't want to hear your fucking baby." And my mom just looked at me and said, "We're going home now." And I like didn't get to see the ending until the next week when they refunded. Well, they refunded our tickets, which they didn't have to, but then like
Thank
they
God
gave
for
us
that.
extra tickets for that, and they're like, "Was your son in there just like yelling, 'Shut the fuck up'?" And she said yes. He's like, okay, because like there were a lot of people that were arguing about a baby being in there, and we never knew there was a baby in there. Apparently,
Yeah, parents really shouldn't be bringing babies.
They
to, like,
shouldn't,
theaters,
dude.
like out of courtesy for the other movie watchers.
apparently from what I had heard,
Like-
the baby was put into a bag, and then they walked off. Like,
So after you left, they left.
no, I mean like how the baby got snuck in because they had a no baby.
Okay, they weren't allowed to have the baby in there in the
Yeah,
first place.
yeah.
is what you're saying. Well, then they're in the wrong. That sucks. Your SpongeBob movie experience suffered because they couldn't break the rules or get a babysitter.
Also, what is going on with you guys and this? So, I remember when I was on Twitter for a bit. What's up with this Wario stuff? What happened to Wario?
Oh, you mean like the Wario and Smash
Yeah.
Ultimate thing? Okay, so like, how do I explain this? you know how frame data is really important in Smash
So
games
let
in
me ask
general.
this. So you're talking about frame data, and I know it's for like almost like every fighting game, especially.
Yeah.
Is it because people were bitching about a certain character that was doing like a really powerful combo or something like that, and then they were like, "Well, he needs to be nerfed. He needs to be nerfed. He needs to be nerfed constantly." Like no nerf
Yes.
needed to be needed.
あれ
Eh,
Yes, it was,
Nobody know now.
and it's not like it was an even easy combo. Like the character is has an extremely high skill ceiling, and they act like it's easy, but they don't actually play the character, so they wouldn't know.
Bro, that's this is
Like the character has very low usage as far as professionals go.
I'll be honest, this is why I never play Smash unless it's with friends, because
Yeah.
people just be too far into it. It's not.
お前ら
They get too dedicated to it, and it
Yeah.
makes them angry. I know, because I'm kind of like that myself, and I try not to be by trying to play other games.
I wanted to play as I mean, if we're talking worst game, I play Jump Force. Jump Force is
I'm not even good at 2D fighting games. Like Smash is all I can play, because like, and apparently that, and I'm actually good at it. Too,
bro. Those
so-
smashers want to see something broken, go to Jump Force. That's all they need. They'll see how broken Jump Force is. That game,
Yeah, they can't. Yeah, like a lot of the basic fighting game combos are too complex for Smash babies.
I mean,
And I will admit I am equally guilty on that. Like, even practicing 2D fighting games like DBZ Fighter.
bro, I play that game
Like-
extensively. That game is.
Like, it's just not my thing. Like, no shame to those that do like it or anything. I just have to be really dedicated to and really like the characters. To
Yeah,
get
well,
into,
personally, with like any 2D fighter though, you have to be dedicated to it, but also, you have to be able to take into account that you need to learn in the button inputs. That's why it's called motion input controls, which people don't like automatically, so that's why they go to something like, and no disrespect, that's why they go to something like Smash. But then they don't.
Yeah, Eternal Aromatic saying,
Yeah.
really? Jump Force?
Well,
Yes, Jump Force.
that's what I was going to get to next. But then they don't like those kinds of stuff, which they don't like doing actual combos, so they go to Jump Force. Or they go to like any other arena fighter out there. That's why arena fighters are so popular.
They don't like getting caught in those long combos that actually
Yeah.
take skill.
And it's just like,
I can understand it, but like, it's your own fault if you're getting caught in those combos in the first place. Like,
I play Jump Force extensively though. I love Jump Force for what it. The first thing I'm going to say about Jump Force, it's a terrible game. I will admit to people, it's a terrible game, but it does a lot of things right. And it's how the characters are, I think it does right in it, just like how it models every character, and that's how they get people, and how the world is set. Nothing else. That's the two factors that get it. And I will say I've honestly paid $20 for Jump Force when it came out, and that's for every DLC, so that's a good price right there.
okay, and anyway, I was gonna say, like, what happened with the Wario stuff in Smash Ultimate? Like, what happened was, like, Wario had this gift. You know how Wario WAP is, right?
No, I've never played Wario, honestly.
Okay, so how it works is Wario is considered one of the strongest characters in like Smash in general and Smash Ultimate because he's a heavyweight character that can lift to really high percent. And he has decent combo game, decent mobility because he has very high airspeed, like just as good as Jigglypuff, but he's way faster and stronger. But like what he has is this guaranteed combo into Wario WAP, a move that can kill at really early percents, like around between 40 and 70%, provided you're in a good enough situation to even get that combo in the first place and that kind of thing. And so it's easy to get a stock range for that kind of thing. But the thing about it is like the move waft itself takes a ton of time to charge. Like the charge that actually kills takes about 50 seconds to reach, and the full charge that can kill at super early percents takes about 2 minutes to reach full charge. So you won't always have it on you.
Has he done? Not to
anyway-
interrupt you, but has he done the
Yep.
You can hit him on that when he's charging up that, by the way. But has he done the move where he's just like running around the stage and then hit you? Okay,
not yet.
they probably patched that. I wonder if they patched that. Cause he sometimes
Was it like a really unfair
no, it
move or
was just
something?
he would just do that, and it was like it really would take so much time. I wonder if they just patch that out, or I'll be surprised if he does it.
Okay, there it is.
Oh. The V?
Okay, it looks like he did it anyway.
Well, something like that. Yeah, there it is. There it is. There it is. He would like run, but he would stay still constantly, and then like
okay,
it
so
was
glitch.
no, it was not a glitch. Also, because like this happened till the third DLC. Or no, the second DLC. I'm sorry, second DLC. It got patched in the second DLC. But go ahead with the Wario stuff. I'm sorry.
Okay, so anyway, like this there was a guaranteed there were a ton of guaranteed combos into wafts, but the thing is that they were extremely situational. Like what you could do is like you could combo the multi hits of of your downward aerial attack into a half charged waft at high percents, and it could kill, and it could be a guaranteed kill at like 90% and above. And of course there was a guaranteed combo of the soft up tilt to the waft, to the full waft, that could kill as early as 30%. But and with the raw strong hit of up tilts to the full waft, but that required a ton of buffering to even do.
Why?
So yeah, a ton of these combos that were extremely situational and were extremely skill reliant are now removed from the game in this most recent patch, because they made the waft attack come out at way later frames, so that players will no longer be within hit stun to get the confirm.
Yeah,
Does that
and
make
this
sense?
is why we can't have good things.
Yeah, like Wario has gotten nothing but a ton of extremely obnoxious nerfs ever since Brawl 2. Like he's lost a ton of stuff that have just made him frustrating to play as in mainline Smash games.
It's sad. It's very,
Yeah,
very sad. I'll say that.
yeah. And what's worse is that people are acting like are pretending that these combos were easy, or that Wario has to actually try now, as if those combos were even easy in the first place. But and as you can and like I said, not a lot of people actually play the characters, so the characters use stats for low. Like if they were so, like if the character was so easy to play, like why aren't you doing it, huh? If you don't have to try it all, why aren't you doing it anymore, huh? Except you're not. You're just losing, and then you're whining.
I know. There'll be another character. Right now, there'll be another character that once the DLC comes out, people at Smash will be like, "Oh my God, she's so big." They'll be like, "My God, that character, you allowed that character to come in, but you didn't allow."
Yeah,
this character.
You didn't allow Crash Bandicoot.
They want Goku.
I have a friend that really wants Doom Guy, and I personally really want Jibanyan. I'd be happy if
Yeah.
Jibanyan got in.
The people who want Goku though and all these other anime characters, I'm like, that's impossible. So impossible. Unless
You have Smash Flash
Yeah.
2 anyway.
I think people are looking at it as like Smash should add in the most popular characters, but they don't understand that Smash is about celebrating video game history and all the video game characters that came through.
That's why they have that strict video game characters
Yeah.
only rule. Jibanyan qualifies because like Yokai Watch was in development for a long time before the manga and anime.
Yeah, sadly, people are gonna be like, but he's an anime character. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, like the Yokai Watch the beta for Yokai Watch or at least the advertising for it came out in 2011, like long before the manga or anime. Even if it was an anime beta trailer, but still,
Yeah.
you get the point. Remember when Jibanyan looked like a bulldog? That was kind of
Dude.
funny.
それで
How many-
ここが一番上の階み
Negative
たいだ
buzz
けど
with that range
Oh.
stall.
Oh, you've unlocked the Momo spots.
じゃあエマが
I
囚
can
われ
now
てる
fly
の
on my big
もう
pink
うん
flying
そこ
squirrel.
だな
Before then they had this was a good update that they
ちゃ
had.
ちゃっと俺が
Before
助け
then,
てくるぜ
you just had certain Momo spots, like the certain Momo spots that you could direct to, you would have to actually press the button, but they were like, let's not hassle and just give the people the ability to, if they see the Momo spot that they can teleport to, press A and just go to it. And I was like, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so it's like the Pocket Mirror Pro
Yeah.
in 3. Like, I love how this entire tower looks so horrible and run down, and like this one room looks all fancy and well kept.
It was just like that in the movie, except there's some differences, thankfully. Does she get
Kimi ga
kidnapped
Emma?
by a yokai in this one? I don't think.
We've got the Shrek 1 scenario where the protagonist comes into the top of the tower and rescues the
It's
princess.
weird how like. No, it's not actually weird. It's just
俺は千葉真平
I see so
学園
many
長に
drawings
頼ま
of
れて
these two,
君に取り付いた
and
悪
it's
霊を
just like
退治しに来たぜ
this dude does not love this girl, even though
悪霊を出して
yeah,
If she is
even if
cute.
she is fine, even if like he's, even if these two are like they look like they would be a couple. This dude is not gonna. This dude's not gonna slang her. He wants to get with Natsuki Enra.
すっげえやばいやつ
Enra. I mean Enra.
Oh.
Natsuki Enra.
All Emma needs is beauty advice from Enra to attract Jinpei, and that'll probably seal the deal. Pretty much. Like, just put on some eyeshadow, put hair over one of your eyes,
I'm
stuff
kind
your
of just
bra.
thinking he just likes older women because it's been one. The weirdest thing about Jinpei is that he's not just like
そんじゃエマ今すぐ外に出よう
He's not head over heels for like every
Yeah,
every
he's
woman
a-
around. Like
he's kind
Brock
of-
is, except
he's a total pervert. He's kind of a total pervert.
Yeah.
Which I was like, okay, you know what? I'm fine with that. You can be a pervert. You're like, it's like awesome to see this guy versus like anybody else. Just like, I want to see her panties so bad. What did her panties look like? What did they smell like? Just like, it's just like,
A man after my own heart.
it's just like, do I really blame this kid for like being a pervert? No, because he's in.
He's a horny
he's in
teenage
puberty.
boy.
I mean, you've got QB, which QB is just perverse.
QB knows the women love him, and he takes
Yeah.
advantage of it.
行くですね
But even he likes Enra too. And yet Enra isn't interested in either of them.
Dude, this is crazy.
おお、ようやく帰ってきたか。エマを助けてくれたのだ。
へへバッチリだぜ
Alright, we saved your
Oh,
daughter.
We said, don't lose her again. Stuff her in a cage. Treat her like Daphne.
それで
Put a leash on her, for God's sake. That by this time she needs something because she keeps getting kidnapped.
That happens
Yes,
a
it
lot, huh?
does. It happens too much. It's aggravating too when you have to go save someone who literally could fight for
She's
themselves.
the damsel in distress of this
Yep.
series, huh?
Enma lets it happen.
愛らしい声
Lets it
愛ら
happen,
しい顔
I would say.
間違いなく私の愛娘エマ
And Jinpei's always there to be
Always
her knight in
there.
shining armor.
But then you wouldn't get like great characters.
We get a good character dynamic of basically King and Principal Enma being the king and Emma being the
I
princess.
wonder if he's gonna get
saved.
caught.
Caught
No,
doing
I
what?
mean just like. Oh no! Now that I think about it,
You got eaten.
yeah. There we go.
This anglerfish just comes out of nowhere and eats the
Oh, that's
principal.
different.
音量退治したはずなのに。いや退治はしてないから立ち去ったことにしてたから。
Imagine wanting to hug someone in your family, and then this giant anglerfish just comes out of nowhere and eats you.
おかしい様子はなかったのに
It disappeared.
どうしてエマさんに取り付いていた音量が正体を表したようで
Right, so after this cutscene, I'm gonna save, and then we're gonna call it
Yeah.
quits for now.
あれは親の目
And
And it's just like how the hell do you know everything
何の
about
害も
this?
なかったんですね
Oh well, you know, I was just there.
the nurse knows everything.
私のせいでパパが
She's suspicious.
まあまあ
She's
お前の
sus.
せいじゃない
The
って
nurse should be out.
The nurse.
The
is
nurse is
an
an imposter. Meanwhile, the other four are like, Jiba's out. Kick him out right
学園長
now.
のことなら心配すんな。
Or in TF2 terms, the medic is a spy. Have you ever played Team
I
Fortress
have.
2?
Bro,
love
people
Team
have said the
Fortress 2.
spy is broken.
みんな
Is he?
次のミッ
He's
ション
not. He's actually one of the probably the weakest class in the game. Like, he just takes advantage of distractions and requires a ton of game sense. Like, he's
学園
annoying,
長を
but he's
救って
weak.
ちょうだい
So in terms, you might want to just get good at the game.
Yeah, you did good, really. Like, if you keep getting backstabbed by a spy, that's your own fault. And to some degree, your teammates' fault for not
It's
watching your back.
deception.
Yeah.
学園長って
Well,
うまい
I'm
の
gonna
か
I'm gonna save here, and then we're gonna pick this up
Yeah.
another
気
day.
にしてる場合
I have nothing to say. No other thing to say than thank you for watching the stream.
Thank you for being part of the stream. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Well,
All
good
right.
night, everyone.